The Mill River Trail is a trail in New Haven, Connecticut, along the Mill River, running between East Rock and in through Fairhaven to Criscolo Park. It's a trail that we're currently working on in segments, so it's not absolutely complete, but we've had great success in being able to put in segments. These are segments we want to get more people to connect to visit, and enjoy. We've had a lot of volunteer work to make this happen, and a lot of pickups that have been improving the areas and building pride. For example, we were able to raise money and put artistic lighting in an underpass that was otherwise dark and a bit foreboding. One thing that we've noticed is that there's a lot of history. The Mill River was, of course, named for the first mills that were there. It has an important industrial history and important natural history. We've been thinking about how can we bring this to life. And there's many points along the trail where we'd like to identify and learn more about stories. Some that I've found are just looking at maps. I saw these little boxes that said bathhouses and learned about the bathhouses that people would use before plumbing was commonplace along the Mill River. I'd love to know more about these stories and what people's lives were like at that time. There was a big oystering and fishing industry that was using the Mill River as a headquarters, and lots of small businesses and whole life around the maritime use of the river. In order to discover and learn more about some of these stories, we're collaborating with Colin Kaplan. Colin has done a number of histories and is a known historian in New Haven, so a great partner in helping us to really dive into understand some of these stories. What we want to do is put these on signs, very similar to what you see in national parks, this sort of style here made out of metal. And this is a mock-up that I've put together with some placeholder content about what one of these signs might look like. This one, actually, the images are really a story from the Mill River. This is a Fenian ram. This was a submarine, one of the very early prototype submarines designed by a fellow named John Holland. It was stolen by people in New Haven over a financial dispute and hidden in a woodshed on the Mill River before it was discovered about 40 years later and then returned to a museum. There's a lot more to hear about this story, and I'd love to be able to put it on a sign and in content that can be accessed via your cell phone, via URL, through QR code, so people can go to the next level and we can keep updating that content over time, as well as provide it in a format that's video and audio for people to enjoy. Here you can see some of our volunteers who have worked on the trail over time, and we're installing a sign in our urban oasis. This kind of demonstrates that we have the capacity and the interest with our volunteers to be able to install and get these signs in place. What's really left, because we have the historian, we have the stories, and we have the volunteers, is some support from you by donating to this project. You can help make it happen. We're very fortunate to have matching funds from Sustainable CT and the support of institutions and other large donors. But we need your support to bring us across the line and make this project a reality. Thank you.